Okay, so right now, under your feet, there's a decent chance there's an entire construction site running around the clock. And the workers down there are building a tower that's almost 700 times taller than they are. Just to put that in perspective, if we built stuff at that same scale, our buildings would be over 2 kilometers tall. That's twice the height of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building on the planet right now. But here's the thing. The height isn't even the crazy part. The crazy part is that these engineers are blind. Completely blind. No eyesight, no blueprints, nobody barking orders, and somehow the whole thing goes up flawlessly. And this blind little architect? It's the termite. Yep, the same bug you've probably cursed for chewing through your furniture and door frames. But by the end of this video, I promise you'll never look at a termite the same way again. Because it's not just one of nature's best builders, it's also packing a chemical weapon that'll make you rethink everything you know about bugs. Stick around, because you're about to never see a termite mound the same way again. So picture a city with no mayor, nobody giving orders, and 0 blueprints. And yet, it somehow has ventilation, drainage, food storage, even its own quarantine zone for handling outbreaks. Sounds made up, right? Well, that's basically what a termite colony is. Every single termite only knows how to do one tiny job: drop a bit of soil, add a bit of cement spit. But when millions of them do that same tiny job over and over, it somehow snaps together into this massive, insanely precise structure. Kind of like 1,000 bricklayers building a cathedral without a single one of them ever seeing the actual plans. So what's the trick? Here's the deal. The first termite drops a clump of dirt, and that clump gives off a scent, basically a little invisible signal. Termite number 2 walks by, catches the scent, and something in its brain just goes, "Yep, add more right here." And that's it. That's the whole system. Millions of termites just running that same loop over and over. Smell it, add to it. Smell it, add to it. No meetings, no plans, nothing. It's basically a giant game of chain reaction where nobody, not even the players, has any idea what the final picture's gonna look like. And then there's the weapon. Every colony's got soldiers, and these guys are walking around with what you could basically call a glue gun built into their face. There's a gland on their head that the second it senses a threat, blasts out this sticky liquid, think superglue, that hardens the instant it hits air. A few seconds later, whatever attacked them is just a statue, frozen solid. Ants, lizards, even bigger animals that get curious and poke at a termite mound learn that lesson the hard way. But here's where it gets genuinely weird, and where scientists have been scratching their heads for decades. If this whole thing is just smell it, dump dirt, repeat, with 0 coordination, why do termite mounds in Africa, hundreds of miles apart, no contact with each other whatsoever, end up building nearly identical ventilation systems? Why does the temperature inside always settle at around 30 degrees Celsius so consistently that human engineers have actually studied these mounds to design more energy-efficient buildings? If nobody's in charge and there's no blueprint anywhere, how do millions of blind, individual decisions keep landing on the exact same best answer? Turns out, the answer is something called collective intelligence. Sounds fancy, but here's the simple version. No single termite knows the big picture. Physics is quietly drawing the blueprint for them. Hot air inside the mound naturally rises, which creates its own airflow, current. Termites just keep adding dirt wherever that airflow and moisture feel strongest. And because physics works the same everywhere on Earth, every mound accidentally ends up with a similar ventilation setup. Not because the termites planned it, but because that's just where the physics naturally lands. As for the glue gun, that's tens of millions of years of natural selection at work. The termites with better glue glands protected their colonies better, survived longer, and passed that trait down the line. No head engineer, no chemist drawing up a formula, just time and raw survival instinct. And that was enough to turn a blind bug into one of nature's best architects and chemists. And there it is. You just learned the wild secret behind a bug most people write off as a pest. And it turns out it's hiding some genuinely next-level engineering. If you got something out of this video, smash that like button to help the channel out. Share it with a friend or family member so they can be just as blown away as you were. And seriously, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for Wild Area so you don't miss the next deep dive into the animal kingdom. And drop a comment below telling me what animal you want to see next. You might just end up picking Wild Area's next video. See you in the next one.